Hi guys, good morning. It is Dani and welcome to this update video. I trust and hope you're doing really fantastic this morning. So we're going to be talking about what's going on in the atmosphere. We'll be focusing on the Caribbean as per usual. Just an update though on myself. We're approaching 3 weeks since Melissa's historic landfall here in Jamaica. And for me personally, things have been improving, which I am very, very grateful for. I have a lot to catch up on, especially in terms of university, but I'll get there in time. But I just thought that I'd take some time out today, especially seeing that, I'm also not working today. So I have some time on my hands to give you guys an update on what is going on. So here we can see this huge frontal system across the Atlantic. It is kind of brushing the northeastern part of the Caribbean, where there is some shower activity around and also some thunderstorms. But aside from that, there isn't anything major. And as we zoom into the Caribbean here, we can have a closer view of what is going on. So there's definitely been some rain in a few spots and also a bit of a surge here towards parts of the Lesser Antilles. And that is influenced by the monsoon trough. It's essentially an area of low pressure that is close to the equator, and it can certainly help to bring some periods of heavy rain, especially towards parts of the South Caribbean. And a bit of a surge is expected as we're going to be heading throughout today and into very early tomorrow. We'll look at that momentarily on our rainfall forecast map. And we also see a bit of action here towards Panama and even going to Colombia and offshore Costa Rica to the west in the eastern Pacific basin. Now, as we look at the rainfall forecast, this is what is expected. So, as I mentioned, quite a bit of rainfall is going to be possible in sections of the eastern Caribbean, and more color indicates more rain. We can see the legend here on the right side of the screen and the different colors and how much rain each represents, and this is measured in inches. So we can see some colorful shadings from around Antigua southward through Grenada, even including Tobago and Barbados. So within this general area, there could definitely be some instances of very heavy rain, and especially in low-lying areas, that can induce flooding. So if it's a case where you should encounter any floodwaters, please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. For Trinidad, a few showers will definitely be around, and going to the northern Leeward Islands, Anguilla, going to St. Martin, St. Bartholomew, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Barbuda, and even our Virgin Islands. A whole lot of rain not expected, but a few showers will certainly be possible. Likewise for the ABC Islands down here. And headed to the vicinity of the Guyanas, we don't see much color at all. So for Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, there may not be a lot of rain at all today. And for Central America, a few passing showers with some heavy downpours possible at times. Now headed towards the vicinity of Jamaica, going to the Cayman Islands, there could be some rainfall activity, especially as we head into this afternoon, but there's already some brief thunderstorm activity offshore Grand Cayman this morning. Cuba, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, again, not much color around, so limited rainfall activity as we head throughout today. And also, guys, as we're going to be heading over the course of the next couple of weeks, 2 weeks or just under 2 weeks, we are going to be approaching the official end of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. And this is a list of names that's being used for this year, Andrea all the way through Wendy. But so far we've stopped at Melissa, and it doesn't look as though we're going to have another tropical cyclone developing over the next 2 weeks before the season officially concludes. And this is slightly less in terms of the number of storms and hurricanes that we've had. It is slightly less compared to what many organizations were anticipating, but even before the hurricane season starts, when the preseason forecasts and predictions are being released, I always emphasize that it only takes one, because be it not for Melissa, we wouldn't have really had anything that was a significant tropical cyclone affecting land. Yes, we've had 2 Cat 5 hurricanes before Melissa, which were Erin and Humberto, but they didn't affect land, especially at peak intensity at the Category 5 intensity, but Melissa changed the game. It is the talk of the town for this hurricane season, unfortunately. So it only takes one. It's not all about numbers, because even look at 2020. 2020 is the season, I believe, with the most tropical cyclones in history that's formed, and there wasn't a single Category 5 hurricane that year. This year we have 13 named storms, and there we go with Melissa as a Category 5 hurricane that hit land, and was a very significant one at that. So the season is winding down, which is good news. I also want to go into a bit of detail in regards to some misinformation. There is a lot of misinformation, especially surrounding Jamaica. It sickens me because there are so many people who are just randomly putting out content. They have no knowledge about how the weather works. They're coming up with these different theories about a new hurricane that's headed to Jamaica. And it's sickening because there are so many people that have nothing right now. They lost their homes. They lost family. They lost so much in the hurricane. And especially when we get a heavy rain since Melissa, so many people are on edge wondering if it's going to get worse, if they're going to be flooding out yet again. And people are taking advantage of that, putting out completely fake information. It is very sickening to actually see. So if you're one of those people, please cease and desist from doing that. Think about others and where their headspace is right now. Just try to be as supportive as you can in the aftermath of the disaster that has struck our nation. But that's essentially what I wanted to share with you guys in that regard. And also just a final overview here. So one of the things that typically happens in the off season from December through May, especially as we head into the month of late February, going to early April, is the atmospheric stability, where there's limited rain in much of the Caribbean, and that is starting to set in here because there's a lot of dry, stable air that has been making its way towards the Caribbean, also within the Gulf of Mexico, and offshore the southeastern states of the U.S. So that is as a result of these frontal systems coming down, such as this one here, and they help to bring with them dry and stable air from North America. It is instability that gets development and all of that up and running. So things are going to get more stable. There's going to be a reduction in rainfall as we head into our dry season. But headed around May next year is when things really start to kick back up, and eventually the 2026 hurricane season will be commencing. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. No signs of any further development for the rest of the hurricane season, but as you know, I will be keeping you posted once I'm able to do so. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I will get to you as soon as I'm able to. And remember to always be weatherwise.